Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading going from the 11th through to the 18th of March here on the Astroflower. Yes, the sun's dropped out. The energy's dropped out. It was all about sort of preparation last week, and this week, according to your monthly readings, you had the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups here. Overall energies, you had the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, incredibly progressive. And on this side here, you had the Ace of Swords and the King of Wands. Was it the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands? It was the King of Wands, sorry, just checking. So I think if you've prepared yourself this in the past week, this coming week, or if you're preparing yourself this week because it comes out this week, if you're preparing yourself this week, you should be having a very good start this week. I think you'll find things start moving on. Although the energy from the sun has not been particularly good, it has dropped out, and as I said, I don't think it'll be flaring again till around about the 16th of March. So, you know, check out our sister channel, Cymatic TV, where you get all the information about energy and chakras, auras, that sort of thing. Okay, let's just go straight on in here then. Overall energies here. Karmic messages for your relationship side, karmic messages for your financial side. How the influence from the universe, influence from your past self, future self, and the general overall outcome. Okay, I hope you have a lovely reading. Let's just see what's going on with your overall energies here. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I think everything is possible. I think there's a lot of possibilities in here, and I think this is basically, I think it's like the overall energy is saying, it's like singing your praises to say, the overall energy is sort of saying, Taurus is ready, everybody, Taurus is ready, Taurus is ready. That's what I'm getting off of it. Yeah, Taurus is ready to go on. And this is it. You know, I think the overall energy has got a lot of possibilities there around you at the moment. Don't be greedy. Don't pick your fruit before it's ripe, I think is the other thing as well that's coming to me here. Be very selective, be very patient about how you consume your gifts or your rewards, as it were, in life. Okay, on your relationship side, yeah, you had the Knight of Pentacles. So it's all about doing, apparently, on your relationship side. As I said, you had the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. I think this is basically where you're finding out how to engage in relationships in a physical sense, which makes you feel like you're offering your heart. You know, tractors coming around, going to collect their water. They'll be back in a minute. Doing the physical thing, doing the physical connection makes you feel like it's like acts of love rather than words of love. I think this is the sort of feeling that I'm getting from you, where your karmic mission is to do acts of love rather than words of love. And I think it's you, once you start doing it, I think this is where you're going to realise in this week that actually you're combining your enthusiasm for life, for emotions, for spiritual path, whatever it is. You know, you're realising that you can combine that with good people that are around you, and I think you're going to see those people that are around you. 7 of Cups. I think the universe here is sort of saying, yes, there's nothing. This Knight here, this is your karmic path, right? So this Knight here has got nothing to do but plant seeds, and that is what that is all about. The 9 of 9. That's all the seeds. You've got all these seeds. Taurus is ready. You are ready. And the universe here is sort of saying, if you look deep down inside you, if you look deep down in your heart, if you look into your emotions, you're going to realise that yes, there are choices around you, there are possibilities. And this is what I'm saying about here, sort of saying, don't be greedy, don't pluck fruit off the tree that's not quite ready. This here is about sort of saying, follow your pathway, follow the evident path, the path that sits true to you, that makes you shine like an emissary of God. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what it's all about, I think, more than anything else. From the past to your future, you get the Moon. I think this is what he's kind of sort of saying to you here. I think obviously we know ourselves. We know what we've done. We've all seen what we've done with our own hands. So we are our own judge in a way, our own witness, our own jury. And here I think is that once you start this journey and once you start planting those seeds and following the evident path, I think here is more of a case of the outside world more than anything else. I think you're going to realise, or you're going to have your eyes opened of situations in the past, be them good or be them bad. I think mainly good, to be honest. And it's going to give you another look on the relationships that are around you, the people that you are connected with. It's going to make you confront things that you're going to kind of go, oh right, yeah, okay, I didn't quite see it like that, you know, or I didn't know that, you know. And I think it's going to make, it's going to shine light on your opposite, which is going to help you enormously in the way in which you engage in your relationships that are around you. Queen of Swords in your future outcome. This is tied into this, I think, from the universe here, and I think this is where, as you dig deep and you see that evident path that is according to your ambitions, according to your being, the Queen of Swords, she's actually going off in a direction, and she's looking outward here because it's on your relationship side. She's looking towards the outside world, and I think this is where that moon sort of also comes into play, and they're all sort of looking that way as well. You know, they're all sort of looking outwards to the outside, and I think she's taking a choice out of judgment, which she knows her emotions in. So therefore, you know your evident path. If you know your evident path, you can choose the direction that you need to go in regards to a connection with another person. And I think you're being wowed by the outside world in a way if you allow yourself to be wowed by putting, by planting that seed of love and that seed of happiness that's in the world around you, but you just need to water. You just need to nurture within you. And I think once you take this path, I think it's going to make you feel invigorated. It's going to make you feel in alignment with your spirit. Look at that, with the Three of Pentacles out the top. This is totally it. As I said, it's a very physical sense, the way in which you engage in your emotions, your relationships, your spiritual side of life. When you engage in it in a very physical way, I think the recognition of your own self-worth is really good for a start. Once you start recognizing that, kind of going, yeah, I feel like I'm really on the right path, that is good self-recognition. Once you realize that, and I'm engaging in the relationships that really sort of stimulate me, that's when everyone's going to come back and sort of say, Taurus is worth its weight in gold. I will invest as well. And then you're going to see the good quality side of other people that are around you. If you don't look for that, then yeah, you may have difficulties. But, I can't see any difficulties on here, but I think this is a really constructive start to a whole new chapter in your life. And it's coming from you. It's coming from the way in which you engage your love, the way you engage your emotions, the way you engage your pleasures, your spirit. On your financial side, time to celebrate. This could be tied into the King of Wands that was in your monthly reading and the Ace of Swords that was in your monthly reading. Times to celebrate, and times to celebrate with other people. The overall outcome on your relationship side we saw was the Three of Pentacles. Very good quality works thing, really good coming together of ideas, of working together and to make a really something amazing. Here is like a celebration of that work. And it's like you're celebrating your coming of age. You might be getting this job this week. You might be getting this career promotion, or an acceptance to at least an interview and stuff like that. There's or starting that business. or even selling that business, or even closing that business, whatever it is. It seems to be like a celebration of a ending of one chapter, starting of another. And you get the Queen of Wands from the universe. This is where this just ties in beautifully to the King of Wands on your monthly readings. The Queen of Wands here is don't just apply your passions. There's no point, I don't think there's any point doing anything if you're going to kind of go, oh yeah, well I've got to do it, I might as well do it, you know, no. I would only do things that kind of go, yeah, I want to do that. And if you find yourself in a position where you're working in a job, or you're doing something, or you're contributing to a society that makes you kind of go, oh, I've got to do that, but I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? And I'd find ways of changing that. I would really engage changing that. This here, the Queen of Wands here, the reason I say this is because the Queen of Wands is asking you to apply your passion in every angle or aspect of what you're trying to produce and trying to do in the material world in regards to your job, your business and your projects. You know, it's not a case of diversification here, it's a case of constant passion. And there is a limit to that. You know, there's a limit, there's a moral limit, there's a spiritual limit, there's also a financial limit, there's all these sort of limits that's involved. So I would be very wary of that, and I think that's where you can, once you really start recognizing that, there's no point sort of like, you know, if someone offers you a job that keeps you in perpetual poverty, that doesn't actually provide enough money for you at the end of the month to actually, you know, live a reasonable life, why would you do it? You're contributing to your own downfall. So I would, you know, I know it's difficult, and sometimes you've got to take on 2 jobs, and sometimes you've got to work your backside off. But work your backside off to a plan to put yourself in a position where you don't have to do that. That's, you know, and get enthusiastic about it, I think, is really important. Ace of Cups. Yeah. This is part of the celebration. I think this is you bringing your passion, your heart's desire to your career path, to your business, to your projects, whatever you're bringing it to. You're sort of bringing it towards a celebration. You know, a celebration of who you are. And I think it's going to be rewarded and recognized by everyone around you. There is some sort of offering that's been coming into you from the past that now is a time to celebrate. You know, now is a time to, even if it's just getting an exam or passing, you know, your driving test and stuff like that, it could change your world. You know, Page of Pentacles. Yes, I think it's basically celebrating this success by learning and engaging and planting that seed for your future growth. You know, when a farmer harvests all his fruits from his labour, he doesn't just sit back and kind of go, oh, let's just count, you know, watch the money come in. There is a degree of that. There is a degree of obviously going to a lot more markets and so forth, which is really nice. But at the same time, also, he's keeping some fruit back to keep the seed for the next year. And so although it may be working well for you, you're never going to stop that learning curve. You're never going to stop that progressive part of you that is taking you on. And that's what I'm saying. Even if you have to work 2 jobs, but work 2 jobs because you're working towards getting yourself on money so you can, you know, pass, do some sort of like, go on some course, so then you can start working at something that really, you know, does reward you. Sometimes it's difficult, the journey. Yeah, I understand. I think everybody understands. But we're all in it together, you know. 5 of Swords. I think this is you branching out more than anything else. Making a decision to walk away from like a battle that just seems, it's like the French and the English had a 100-year war. Can you believe it? I don't think it even was 100 years, but they call it the 100-year war. And you just kind of think, are you serious? And this is in a time when they didn't have cars and everything like that. So having battles were very complicated issues. And You know, the whole idea of it is, it's almost as like you kind of go, well, you know what I mean? I'm walking away from that rubbish. I'm walking to something which is a lot better. And that's what's coming through you at the moment. And I think it's you who's deciding to sort of take yourself away from all of that, so you can really celebrate your wonderfulness, your majesticness, your capability to doing, you know, doing what you got to do, you know, your education, what you've done in order to get the best out of life. Absolutely brilliant. Well, let's just see what's going on with the lights here, Scott. We'll do a bit of clarification on that. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate it. As I say, this goes through the solar wind is going to be, the sun is going to pick up in this coming week, from going from the 11th to the 18th. And this is where the energy picks up, so it starts kind of, it starts grinding. And you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. Yeah, shoot for the stars. Talking about the sun, our local star. In those possibilities, and that's what I said, take the star when it's ripe. That's, you know, reach for the stars when the star is in pure brilliance. That's what you got here. And there's not just one star for you here. I think there's a multitude of stars, a multitude of possibilities for you. With the Knight of Pentacles, you get the Three of Wands. That's 3 times we've got the threes now, which is quite interesting. You get the Three of Wands. I think this is about choosing the wave of reality which corresponds to you, and that does take patience, and that does take trying. It's like, you know, if this person here is apparently a surfer, right? And what she's doing is she's looking out at the waves and looking at which waves, because waves come in sets, they come in rhythms, and this is what life is all about. And here you're choosing a rhythm which you engage in a very physical sense, where you're doing acts of love. And so once you get out there, yes, it does take time in order to pick up the rhythm once you've paddled out to those waves. And there's those waves of reality. You do one first wave, it may not have kicked off as good as you wanted, paddle back out, and that's when you get into the rhythm. And I think here is a certain degree of realizing that planting a seed doesn't necessarily mean the fruit is instantaneously at your fingertips. And I think a degree of patience is involved here. But also, as I said, you know, even when the farmer's planting seeds, that's not all that the farmer is doing. And I think there's a lot of things that you could be, you know, you could be engaging in that may seem slow at the beginning, but is incredibly rewarding. Incredibly rewarding. Look at that. Yes. Following that evident path. What is that evident path? The sunshine. You know, sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Makes you want to move your dancing feet. Bob Marley there. Thank you, Bob. So yeah, that's what I think it's going to do. It's going to make you want to move your dancing feet. It's going to engage you in a very physical sense within love. Ace of Cups. You've got exactly the Ace of Cups on your monthly reading there. You've now got it again. You've got it with the moon. I think this is exactly what I said. If you offer out your heart, you will see a lot of things that are reflected towards you within the relationships around you that you never thought you'd see. And I think it's going to be a bit of an eye-opener for you in a very beautiful way. In a really beautiful way. Certainly if you allow the universe to let your sun shine through. Look at that. Once you take that direction, this is an offering of love. This is an offering of communication. This is an offering of the bonheur, as they say in France. The most beautiful times in life. It is a beautiful episode that's being offered to you because you are making the choice. You are choosing that direction. You are choosing this. That's what you should be doing. and I think, as I said, I think it comes through a very physical sense, you know, and that as well. The Three of Pentacles is that recognition of good quality within you, and I think because you're taking that direction, you get that good quality within you. This offering of love or partnership or you know, or unison in the family and friends community, whatever it is, you're manifesting it. You can create what you want. There is loads of possibilities here. Here comes that tractor again. I'm talking about farmers. Yes, he's gone to collect his water. See, it never stops, a farmer's job. I used to work in fruit and veg. I know it. I know farmers really well. I used to do a lot of my own farming as well. But, you know, yeah, manifest it. Manifest it, Taurus. Absolutely lovely. With the Three of Cups, you get the Knight of Wands. You got the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands there. Very progressive sort of thing. And I think after the celebration, this celebration almost ignites the touch paper of great possibilities within your material path, and it's like from the celebration, it's a you know a huge leap forward into a rhythm that really sort of like starts motoring. And this is where I think you've got to use this celebration that is within you, this job offering, or applying for a job, or passing your whatever, you know, passing your driving test, whatever it is. You know, it's gonna speed your life up in a way. And I think this is where the energy comes in from the sun. And I said it between the 16th and the 18th of March, where the sun is going to pick up, and that's going to make things a little bit more zippy and a little bit more vibrant. You get the Five of Cups here with the Queen of Wands. Yes, I think if you dissipate yourself too much into too many different things, and as I was saying, you know, do not allow yourself to do things that just don't stimulate you. I think it's, you know, if you have to, you have to, but you've got to work your way towards something that you're not doing that anymore. Because you're not only going to help yourself, you're going to help the whole of society. And I think this is where you can recognize anything this week. The universe is helping you to recognize things within your material world, job, business, projects, that are just disappointing, that are not worth it. So then you can concentrate on that Ace of Cups and that Page of Pentacles and really walk towards something. And with that, yeah, I think you have, from your past, because you know I think you understand the idea of putting your heart into something. And when you put your heart and soul into something, into a job, into a business, you know you get that security. You know what's coming. She knows that that tree is going to bear fruit because she sat at the base of it all year round. And she knows at what point that fruit is going to give its rewards. And I think this is where you've understood this within the physical world, within the material world. And look at that, the Queen of Wands wants to just drop off there as well. You realise this within the physical world, and it's now just a case of applying it. Absolutely brilliant. With the Knight of Pentacles as well, with the Page of Pentacles, this is, I think here, right, okay. So this is great. This is why we do the clarification. This is giving a modification on this Ace, on this Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is all about learning something, trying things out, planting seeds, seeing how it grows, getting into that whole sort of creating your own sort of luck and your own abundance and stuff like that. Because you're doing this, I think with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like sort of saying here, put your understandings into practice in regards to the material world. In regard to your job, your business, and your projects, whatever you've been working on or understanding, you might have been doing a course or something to become a hypnotherapist or whatever it is, or to become a sort of like a craftsperson or farmer. Whatever you put your understanding into. now, you know, or you've learned a lot over, and it's now a case of putting it into practice. Well, there's two cards that want to come out there. You got the Nine of Cups and the Two of Swords. With the Five of Swords, I think here is a difficult choice. Yes, I think it's difficult to you know, imagine, I talked about the 100-year war. Imagine that you've been, and it's, you know, we're talking sort of like 300 or 400 years, 400 years ago, 500 years ago. And, you know, during that there was different values in those times. So if you were fighting for king and country, it was a completely different kettle of fish to what it is today. And I think to walk away from it is a very difficult decision. You know, it's like walking away from a job because you know morally it's not right. And yes, it does pay you money, and it gives you all that security. But I think making that difficult choice to walk away, that's where all of a sudden you're going to realise that you've got a multitude of beautiful possibilities in your life. A multitude, a showering. This is what this whole nine is all about. I think you really need to, allow your heart to be a little bit more, not totally, obviously, if you're going to leave a job and it's going to put you out on the street, you know, I would, you know, that's serious faith there. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but at the same time, make sure you have serious faith in what you're doing. And if you do, I believe you can do it. If you don't have faith in yourself, you may be just whacking yourself up against a wall. Realising that, and I think that whole realisation within you is really strong here. And I think the majority is you're going to sort of say, yeah, I'm going to go for this, because it really does correspond to me. There you go, Taurus. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate it. A bit of a long one, really, I think. I will see you. We're going to be doing the eclipse reading this week as well, because we're coming into the eclipse season. And also your monthly. So the eclipse season is all about 3 monthly readings. We've got loads of stuff that is on our sister channel, Cymatic TV. Loads of links in the description below where you can get private readings with myself. Be lovely to see you and meet you. Yes. In the meantime, I guess that's all for me left to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.